If you're wondering why Eddie's wearing that cone, that's a subject he'd rather not discuss. Stay tuned for stuff like this. Yep, I crashed my drone, but check it out, it still works just fine. Well, after getting the bike ready, checking the weather forecast, finding the windiest roads possible, and jotting down a bunch of notes that I probably won't look at the whole time I'm gone, it was time to go. So I found this little place here. I've seen it on the map before, thought this time for sure I'd stop. It's kind of a interesting place in my opinion, because I'm into this kind of stuff. A Stonehenge replica right up here in the middle of nowhere. With an alien up on the wall. Pretty cool. Apparently the black mailbox is gone, and this is all that's left. I'm going to show you what happens when you forget you're in sport mode and obstacle avoidance is turned off. Ouch. It survived with minimal damage. This is what a deserted highway looks like. It's not uncommon to ride for an hour without seeing another car. Just the way I like it. The Long Valley caldera was formed around 760,000 years ago from a supervolcanic eruption. As for recent activity, in May 1980, a strong earthquake swarm that included 4 magnitude 6 earthquakes struck the southern margin of the Long Valley caldera. It was associated with a 10-inch dome-shaped uplift of the caldera floor. These events marked the onset of the latest period of caldera unrest that is ongoing. This ongoing unrest includes recurring earthquake swarms and continued dome-shaped uplift of the central section of the caldera, accompanied by changes in thermal springs and gas emissions. After the quake, a secondary access road was created as a potential escape route for the town of Mammoth Lakes. Its name at first was proposed as the Mammoth Escape Route, but was changed to the Mammoth Scenic Loop after Mammoth area businesses and landowners complained. Well, we have arrived in Bridgeport, California. Found a nice little hotel here. Yeah. Ooh, everything's pink. All right. 31 degrees here this morning. I think I'll be waiting a little while before I get on the road. These stupid California nozzles. Yeah. $6.99 for premium. Whew. This is the West Walker River winding along the Eastern Sierra Scenic Byway. A beautiful morning and an amazing stretch of highway. My plan was to ride Sonora Pass, which is Highway 108 just north of Bridgeport, but it was still closed due to snow up on top, so my next best option was Monitor Pass, and it did not disappoint. It's not uncommon to lose sight of the drone. Hit the return home button and just watch for it, hope it comes back. Usually always hear it before you see it. Looks like it's getting close. Oh, I hear it. Here it comes. And it'll land exactly where it launched from. It should be right there. This technology is a crazy thing. Carson Pass. It tops out at an elevation of 8,700 feet. my way down to Jackson and got on Highway 49 heading north. When I hit Auburn, there was a traffic jam on 49, so I changed my plan and jumped onto I-80 east toward Donner Pass. Yes, I left the traffic jam footage out on purpose. Now that's a pine cone. Scored a room at the Truckee Donner Lodge. Right there. Looks like a pretty good spot. That looks like a good place to crash for the night. Definitely a lot warmer today than yesterday. .48 degrees here in Truckee. Today's gonna be all about Lake Tahoe. How about we start with this? Lake Tahoe is the largest alpine lake in North America. It is 1,645 feet deep, 22 miles long, 12 miles wide with 75 miles of shoreline. It is the second deepest lake in America, next to Oregon's Crater Lake. Tahoe's clean air and water are the keys to the lake's dazzling blue color. The surface of Lake Tahoe is blue in part because it's reflecting the sky,
But there is more to this phenomenon. Water is crystal clear as Tahoe absorbs red light, leaving the rich blue color that we all see. Lake Tahoe is so clear that in some places objects can be seen to depths of over 70 feet. Lake Tahoe is a popular tourist destination, drawing millions of visitors annually.
Years ago, this used to be a wedding chapel, and this is where I married the most beautiful woman on earth. Right behind those doors. California Inspection Station. Well, nothing left to do now but head on down to Lone Pine, California. It's only 186 miles away. It is the Mount Whitney Motel. Recently renovated. All right. Well, today's destination is home. We're going to swing by Death Valley on the way. Here's an interesting fact as you're entering Death Valley from the west. Be watching for these two small cabins. Stan Jones served as park ranger from 1946 to 1948. Jones and his wife Olive lived in the cabin you see here. The famous country song Ghost Riders in the Sky was written by Stan Jones inside this cabin. The song was recorded by several popular artists but made most famous by none other than Johnny Cash. So when I was here on Wednesday, thinking, well, hell, mailbox is gone. Somebody ought to put in a new one. I'm here today, and there's a brand new mailbox.